Good day. Welcome to Healthy and Harmonious Lifestyle. Today, on the spiritual note of this part, I want to, just talk to you all about healthy gardening and farming because I I'm gonna step back and tell y'all about my experience in gardening and farming as I was growing up. I grew up on Zuni Pueblo Indian Reservation out in New Mexico near the Four Corners. And as I was growing up, my tribe was very, very self-sufficient on food. I mean, we had ranchers, cattle, we had ranchers that were sheep, and we had farmers of all different kinds. We had corn farmers, we had squash farmers, watermelon farmers, cantaloupe farmers, and then we have gardeners, which had the small vegetables like onions, garlic, and herbs and all that kind of stuff. And I had the opportunity, growing up on a reservation, to where, you know, as a young man, I was taught to work, and we had about 10 acres of field um, about straight north of the village. And it was about a mile down the road. So we used to walk all the way down there every morning. My grandpa used to walk down there every day. And he would go out there and we would go meet him out there. And, we would work for him. And whether it's hoeing the fields or planting and or just watering or irrigating the fields. And, you know, I I say that, I'm glad I learned it the way he taught me. My grandpa used to say, okay, this is how we're gonna do it. As we prepare the field to be planted, we have to talk to Mother Earth, and we have to give her something, a gift. And whether it's turquoise or whether it's prayer sticks, we have to give it to Mother Earth to say, thank you for allowing us to use her to plant our food. And when we planted, we never used a tractor. Even though we had 10 acres, we never used a tractor. We used what we call digging stick. Digging stick was I would say about 4 foot long stick that had like a T on the bottom. T, and that T was used for you to use your foot to go into the earth. And we would measure. We would be told basically, like when we were planting corn, we were told to plant 3 seeds every 6 inches or 8 inches, 6 to 8 inches. And don't just put a hole and throw it in there. Talk to Mother Earth when you do that. We were told when you use a digging stick, you step on it and you step gently. You pull it out, you put the seeds in, and you say, thank you, Mother, for taking care of us. Take care of these seeds, let them grow. Father's creating it. You're going to take care of it for us. And when it nurtures, you will feed us. So every 8 inches or 6 to 8 inches, you go and you use your digging stick using the corn, and you have to make a straight imaginary line. And a lot of the grandpas would stand there and watch you. And they would say, they would basically know who is lazy and who is not. By the way, if you plant a field and you concentrate, talking to Mother and just allowing her to take care of the seeds for you, as you're talking and using a digging stick, you're gonna have an imaginary line that you're following when you're doing that. And when you do that, you could and the seeds, corn is what we usually plant. When the corn starts coming up, your grandpa will take you to the field and say, look, this shows me that you are strong strong man. You're going to be a good man. When you look at it, your corn line is going to be very straight. And so he will say that. We say that to you. And thank you for talking to mother because look how healthy your corn is. And planting just doesn't end right there. And before the weeds get high in the field, once the corn comes out, and you see what the corn looks like, you get a hoe and you go out there and you start hoeing the unwanted weeds around the corn and through your field, the line that you had made those row of corn with. So you may have like maybe 40, 50 rows of corn because they're, for 10 acres, they will be about no more than 2 feet apart. Each row will be 2 feet apart. So those rows are going to be tight. And these corns, when they grow, they're going to be tight in there. So you have to go out there and you have to hoe before they get too tall. So before the corn gets too tall. And while you're hoeing, again, you talk to Mother Earth. You say, thank you for bringing my corn up. Thank you for taking care of it down below, for Father is taking care of it up above. And then when it comes up, when you say that, Father, thank you for this corn. Now let's water it and all this. And you will pray for rain at the same time. And so you take care of the field as you're planting the field. And when it comes harvest time, you not only, again, just go take it off the cob. No, you have to talk to the father and mother and thanking them for the harvest that you're going to get. And, as your first corn crop, you go out there and you get pick some fresh corn. And when you bring it home, you share them all with the family. And so 10 acres of corn used to be a lot. So we would share within the village, share within the people. And people would appreciate that because a lot of people planted corn, a lot of people planted squash, watermelon, all that. So the watermelon people, when they're harvesting, they share their watermelons with the people also, and so on with the squash people. And it's up to you to have your small waffle gardens. We call them waffle gardens. Zuni is well known for their waffle gardens. I mean, you can Google the waffle garden, Zuni, and it'll come up what they look like. They look like waffles, small little cute gardens, and that's how they planted their corn. I mean, not corn, but their onions, cilantro, and other herbs and other small herbal herbs that you might want. So waffle gardens are easy to tend to, and most of the ladies would do that. They do the little waffle gardens so they can tend to it. But the men would take care of the fields. And when it comes to harvest, again, the whole village will come out and start harvesting each other's fields, and their payment will be a little. And some of the food that was harvested, they get it back. Now, sometimes we allow the corn to get old so we can leave it on the stalk. And once it gets old, when it's time, we pick the dry corn off the stalk. And then again, we shuck them and everything. So it was a process. And, we just didn't throw away the corn or anything like that. We pulled it out. We didn't cut it. We pulled the whole stem out and everything. And we pile them. And when we pile them, we didn't throw it, burn it, or anything. We would go take it to a cattle rancher or a sheep rancher, and they would use that to feed the sheep during the wintertime. And when they feed the cows and the sheep, the corn husk, dried corn husk, anytime they have extra meat, they would remember that you brought up some corn husks, so they would bring you some meat. So it was kind of an exchange thing. All these things that we used to do when we were growing up. I mean, anybody my age would look at it, look at this video and say, "Wow, we used to do that when we were growing up." Because yeah, we could play all this kind of stuff when we were kids, but that was when the job was finished. We could play. And so normally we go out there after school, and if school's still in session while planting's going on, we go out there and we would actually plant and all that. There was no time to play. Even on weekends, we go out there. But this is the way I was raised up. You know, talk to your seeds, talk to Mother Earth, talk to the Creator, thanking Him, thank the water. Water has spirit, but motion. Give yourself a positive motion, saying that you're enjoying what you are doing. That way, your corn will be healthy, your watermelons will be healthy, everything you plant will be healthy. And don't ever bring negative energy into your field. And I mean, these people, elderly people, will tell you, if you are mad or anything like, stay off my field, stay off my field. And when the job is done, the reward is self-sufficiency. And not only that, learn you like I can go plant the way I learned. But what is sad nowadays is that I go back to the same fields that I used to plant, and nobody is planting out there now. We need to get back into self-planting our own garden. And the best thing about gardening on reservation, planting and all that is we don't have any restrictions other than plant your own natural corn. And these corn that we get are mostly, you know, in pesticide free and everything that's been passed down generation to generation. And so, we don't, that's one thing about that. So, you know, we planted as I was growing up. We had our own storage shed that we had to store the food that we planted. So, well, I mean, again, we share. We share our corn with others. They share their wheat, their watermelons, and all that. And my grandma knew how to store food. I mean, fresh vegetables to where we had it all winter long, fresh. I mean, we had pumpkins, we had watermelons that in the middle of the winter, you think we don't have it. She bust one up and that was a treat to have a fresh watermelon, during the winter months. And to have corn. I mean, corn was I mean, we had corn stew where they grind the corn and make it into tamales. Man, they made all kinds of good food with corn. I mean, we never had to go store to to buy all these things. Even bread, when I mean, Hopis are known grow or grind corn with a mano and a matate. If you know what a mano and matate is, that's a grinding rock with a grinding pad, and they would go out there and they would grind. And I used to see some of them ladies grind corn all day long. And, they never complained about how hard the work was. They knew they had to do it. And that was a good, I mean, that was putting in the love of grinding corn. Everything that had love in it, even the cooking part. Everything was so good that, I miss those days. I miss those days. And so now, that I'm turning myself into healthy eating, I want to be able to do a lot of these things. I want to be able to share this information about how we used to do it. Because to me, being self-sufficient is good. I mean, survival. And I believe, the way I was raised, I know how to survive. I can make my own corn. I mean, I can cook my own food, bake my own bread, and I can, whatever I need to do, start my own fire, you know, how would you say, I can, process my own meat that I get, and all this kind of stuff. Make my own jerky, and I know what kind of seeds, what time of the year to gather, and what kind to have. Can my own food. These things we want to be able to come out and share the knowledge of doing things like this. But today, I just want to talk to you about planting. Understand, when you plant, talk to the seeds, talk to Mother Earth, the Father, Creator, thanking them, the land, on Mother Earth, thank it as you're doing it. Every time you plant a seed, thank Him, be happy, give positive energy, and let that seed come on, grow. When it comes out, Father will take care of it, Mother will nurture it, and man, you will be blessed. So, this is all I want to share with you today. Oh, it's my first video. We're going to post videos at least once a week. So I'm starting out with this right now on my spiritual end. So I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you again and welcome aboard. And we love you. And thank you for joining us in our healthy eating because we will do our best to share our knowledge. Have a great day. I love you. Okay. Bye bye.